Hi everyone, this is Dave from Geekanoids, and look at this, a gigantic iPhone, bigger than my actual iPhone. By way of AirPlay, this is actually being mirrored onto a 55-inch screen, so the biggest iPhone I've ever experienced. And I wanted to share with you some of the apps that I'm using during 2014, some that I've never really explored and they're just installed, and some that I'm going to be exploring in the very near future. So this is my main home screen, as you can see, and if you look up the top here, we've got some standard apps. We've got camera, photos, messages, calendar and weather, and out of all of those I use them all pretty much on a daily basis, especially the camera app. The one I don't use out of those 5 is the weather app. So let's move into the first folder, which is the photography folder, and I've got stacks of photography apps here. We've got Flickr, OI Share, which is used for when I remote trigger my Olympus OMD EM1. We also got the Panasonic Image app, which I use for my Panasonic cameras. Flick Stacker, which I use on occasion. We've got iMotion, Camera Plus, Cartoonatic, Camera 8 and Selfie 360. Some of those I've never really got into, but they're there because I downloaded them and liked them when they were first released. But of all of those, I think sort of Cartoonatic is the most fun app out of that first page of photography apps. But it's lovely the way you can explore all of these different apps for photography. I love photography on my cameras, and I use my iPhone a lot for taking pictures, and I just love exploring these new applications, so it's well worth checking them out. So the second page of photography apps, we've got Hipstamatic, Motion Pic, Scoop Shot. Don't really use any of those. We've got Be Funky, which I use on occasion, VSCO Cam, PicFrame, PS Express, so Photoshop Express, and I use that for the filters. It's got some really nice filters in there. Canon CW, that's really only used when I'm reviewing a camera. And the next page we have got I think this is Adobe Ideas. I've never opened it, and that's denoted by the little blue dot, so I've never really used that one. Postagram, now I used to use that a lot. This is fantastic. You can take a photo or use an existing photo in your album and send a postcard to somebody, and they actually receive a physical printed postcard with your photo. Well worth checking out, really good app. Then we've got the Nikon or Nikon app, depending on how you want to pronounce it, again used for controlling your camera. PixArt, Snapseed, really awesome photo editing app. Bezel, Ink Cards, I've never opened this, and this is, I believe, made by the same people as Postagram, so it might be worth checking out. Pixelomatic and PDQ. PDQ is quite a nice application actually. That is actually used for creating like a montage of 3 or 4 photos with a frame around. Really, really nice control as well. And then we've got one last page of photography apps. We've got Landcam, Pixel Express, Autographer, which is used with a little camera that you wear on you all the time. Didn't really get into that either. We've also got Play Memory, is used for controlling Sony cameras. Photo Editor, never ever used that, and Afterlight, again, not really used that one either. But a great selection of photo apps. And then we've got social apps as well. Google+, Twitter and Skype, I use those very, very regularly. Although the Twitter app I only use on occasion because I've got my favourite Twitter app on my homepage. I'll show you that in the doc in a short while. And then we've got Audio Boo, which is used for creating sort of short snapshots of audio and sharing them with people. Again, I used it when it was first released, but it never really took off for me. We've got Pages, which I use a lot for communicating with you guys and girls. Keek, never used. Buffer, I use for sort of queuing up news that I want to share with you. That works in combination with Twitter and Facebook and a few other things as well. Wanaloo, never used. Find Friends, one of the Apple apps, never used that. Twitterific is just installed there. Vine, I really should get into Vine, but I've just never really had the time to record short clips. And some of the things I see on there, absolutely fantastic. Some people are so talented, fitting in really good entertainment and sort of video productions in such a short space of time. Then we've got Pinterest, never use it on the iPhone. Use it on the iPad and the desktop, not on the iPhone. We've got Viber and WeChat and FaceTime, so 3 sort of communication apps. And again, I only really use FaceTime because that's where my friends are. So Facebook, again, use it from time to time. BBM, never opened it. WhatsApp, probably the favourite out of the third party sort of chat and communication or IM apps. I've got a few friends on there, so I use that from time to time. And then last but not least, we've got Messenger, Telegram, which again, never really used. And then we've got Path, never opened, not since it first came out. Now, before I go into the next folder, I'll just quickly cover off what's down in my sort of dock area here. We've got Mail, which is obviously for emails. We've got Phone, Safari and Chrome. I use Chrome probably more than Safari. So let's go back up to the folders. I feel like I'm doing a weather presentation. This is really weird because of the big screen. Today in the Geek Studio, it will be sunny. I'm joking. Let's move on to these apps. We've got Dropbox and Box used for sharing files across various devices. I use Dropbox the most, and since they recently announced their Dropbox Pro plan, I'll probably be upgrading to that. It's a fantastic service, and this integrates well with lots of other apps as well. 1Password for storing all of my passwords, eBay, PayPal and Evernote, Squarespace, LinkedIn and my banking application. We've got To Do, Wunderlist, which is really good for sharing lists with other people. Contacts, which I obviously use. Calendar Plus. I used it for a little while, but then went back to the normal iCal or Apple Calendar. Quick Office, Smart Office 2. Never used those really either, not on this small device. I use them on the iPad. OneDrive, again, not opened on the iPhone, but I have used it when I had the Surface Pro. We've also got Numbers and Gmail. I use Numbers from time to time because I create lists that I share across devices, and you can put nice tick boxes in them. Use it like a to-do app, I suppose. We've also got Gmail that I mentioned there. And then we've got Intuit Pay, never used for taking payments, although it is there. I have got one of their sort of credit card readers. Automate, which is for car insurance. Hello, never used that. Hello. Clear and iPrint and Label. I use that with my brother label printing for creating shipping labels for sending things out. So we're going to run through these fairly quickly because I don't want to make this too long a video for you to sit through. In the Utilities folder, we've got Clock, Calculator and Compass, Notes, Dictionary, Enigma for reading QR codes, Find a Phone, Airport Utility, again used for managing my wireless network in the studio and the editing room. Speed Test, I use that from time to time. If I'm experiencing broadband issues, I'll just do a quick speed test. Authenticator for two-step authentication on my Gmail. Geekbench, again, only really use that on occasion on new devices just to check the speed. 3, because I'm on the 3 network for managing my cellular account for my phone. Flashlight and iTorch, don't use those anymore because it's now built into iOS. We've got Urban Dictionary. Geekbench, again, this is just another version of Geekbench for benchmarking devices. And then we've got Calculator, IFTTT. If this happens then, or if this happens something, really good. So for example, I take an Instagram photo and that application then uploads the photo to Dropbox. Very, very cool. And then last but not least, Time Buddy. So I can actually look at different time zones so I know when an event's happening, I'm not going to miss it. So we go into entertainment and we've got the Geekanoids app, not been updated for a long time. We are working on an update. Hopefully soon it will be out. We've got TV Guide and Sky Plus. Out of those two, I use Sky Plus the most for scheduling recordings because I have Sky. And then we've got ITV Player, Zappo TV, TV Catch Up I use from time to time. Great app for just catching up on regular TV programmes. Yes, you do have to sit through adverts though, which is one of the downsides. We've got 4 on demand, BBC iPlayer and Twitch for various channels. We've got Videos app, which I never use. We've got Sky Go, never use. Ustream, I never use it. Soundhound, Sonos and Audible. I use Audible from time to time. RSS Radio I never use. Locognome, Chris Perillo. I do use this and it sends me notifications to my iOS device so I don't miss out on Chris's videos. In fact, Chris is one of the only YouTubers, or content creators I should say, that I actually have their app because I don't want to miss that particular content. And then we've got Amazon Instant Video. And then last but not least, Stitcher and Demand 5. Demand 5's Channel 5 in the UK. So let's go into games next. You can see my casual gaming likes now. We've got Game Center, which I don't like the way Apple have implemented this. Then we've got Jetpack, Frisbee, Airrock, Subway Surf, Ultra Reaction, Fall Down 2, Dots and Blitz. Out of all of those applications, the main game I play on this page is Dots. Very, very simple and very addictive. We've got Hit Tennis 3, Tiny Wings, Worms 2, Aces, Plants vs Zombies 2, Puppa Pair, really good game, really good sort of a puzzle type game. The PlayStation app, Worms 3 and Doodle Jump. Smash Hit, Blast, Paper Toss 2, so addictive. Two Dots, which is another version of the Dots game, Pirates of the Caribbean, Angry Birds, Star Wars, Timberman, again, a very, very good game. Beyond Gravity is really good, and probably my favourite on this page, Flick Soccer, which I shared with you in another video. Flick Soccer, you just basically flick a ball at a goal and you can curve it and hopefully score goals. So let's go into navigation. I've got UK and Ireland version of TomTom. I've got Copilot, Europe version, also TomTom speed cams, Google Maps and Apple Maps. Out of all of those, the one that I use the most for navigation is TomTom. Very, very good app. And then lifestyle, we have got Fitbit because I wear a Fitbit Flex. So that tracks my sort of sleep, my steps, my activity, etc. Fuel Band and the Nike running app, I haven't used those for a long time. Withings I use for my Wi-Fi scales. Sleep Pillow and Simply Noise, haven't used those for a long time, but when I was having issues with tinnitus, I used those and they really did help. They create like a white noise and it sort of cancels out the ringing in your ears. They really do work. Philips Hue for adjusting the lighting in the house, works very well. It also adjusts the LED lighting in the studio behind my desk so I can change the colours. Starbucks app and the Withings app. Again, the Withings app is for all of their devices and I think this one's just for the scales, or I'm confused. Let's move on. Tactio Health, which pulls in information from various fitness trackers. Heart rate and My Fitness, never opened that one. My ASICs, never used that. Lift, never used it. Smart Goals, used it on occasion, but I found the user experience not too good on that. And that's for like setting goals, and then when you've achieved the goal, you tap on it and it says, hey, well done, you've achieved 75% or 100% of your goal. Then we have got Instagram apps. I'm not going to go through all of these. These are just for doing various sort of collages and framing on your Instagram pictures. And I don't really use any of them apart from Square Ready, which is just if I've got something that needs to be sort of squashed down and put with a white border around it, then I use that particular app. And then moving on, we've got settings and Instagram. I use Instagram a lot. As you know, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see my photos every day. And then we've got Tweetbot, which is my client of choice for Twitter. Absolutely amazing. The YouTube app, podcasts. I'll show you what I've got in my podcasts. Here we go. You saw that first one, Windows Weekly. This is what I listen to. If you ignore the top half, I mainly listen to this bottom section, which is Maccast, Adam Christensen, one of the original podcasters, fantastic Apple-related news, well worth subscribing to. Mac Break Weekly, Tech News Today, This Week in Photo, Windows Weekly and This Week in Tech. They're the main ones I listen to. Let's go back out to the main screen. We've got the Reminders app down here. And then we've got some more folders. Let's run through these very quickly. I've got some wallpaper applications for getting the backgrounds that you see on my iPhone. We've got Wallpapers HD, we've got Wallpapers HD, and we've got Wallpapers. That's confusing, isn't it? But some good selection in there. Then we have got Reading, Flipboard, Kindle, Newsstand, and the IKEA catalogue. Which one do I use most out of those? I'll give you a second. The IKEA catalogue. Is that sad? That is the one I use most out of those. And then we've got a couple of video apps. iMovie, which I never use on my iOS devices, and the GoPro app, which I use on occasion. We've got some more weather apps, desktop weather and the Yahoo weather app. Again, I never really use those because I normally just look outside. It's the best way, really. And then we've got some Apple apps. These are the standard apps that come installed. iTunes Store, App Store, Music, Apple Store, Remote, Stocks, Passport, Passbook and Voice Memos. Which ones do I use out of those? The only real one I use is the Apple Store, and I use that when new devices get launched because sometimes you can buy them quicker on the app. Little tip for you there. Then we've got some 3D apps. The Makers app, Thingiverse, which is where I get some of my 3D models that I print on the Ultimaker 2. And then we've got Print 3D. And then we have got some that aren't in folders, and some of these are ones that I don't use very often and some I just haven't organised yet. We've got the Hot UK Deals app, which is great for getting deals on anything really in the UK. Feature Points, great for earning points for downloading free apps, and then those points you can convert into Amazon vouchers or PayPal vouchers or Xbox vouchers, totally free. There is a link to Feature Points in the video description. Please do check that out. It's just like earning free money. And then we've got Trello, Hojaki and Catch app. and they're used for collaborating with teams, and I'm really starting to explore those, but I can't share any information because I haven't used them enough, but they look very, very interesting indeed. And then we've got the Nest app, which is used for my home heating system, and it's also used, if I go home, it's also used for my Nest Protect, which is my carbon monoxide and smoke detector. And then we've got Home Monitor, which is a security app, Spirit Level, which is a spirit level. And then we've got Slingshot, never used that. Daily, never used that. National Rail, used for getting train times. The Creator app from YouTube, Creator Studio I think it's called. And then Piper, which is another security application for a security camera. And then Martian, which is used for the Martian Notify smartwatch that I recently showed you on the channel. In fact, let's just pop into that and you can have a little look at how you can set up alerts on your Martian smartwatch. So this is really very good. Look, these are all of the alerts you can set up to go to your smartwatch. And I find the Martian Notify one of the best smartwatches to date that I've actually tested. So anyway, let's come back out, and then the last screen has just got one application on it, and it is Anki Drive. I'm hoping I haven't left the sound on because this is going to be loud. But basically Anki Drive is used for controlling the little cars that I showed you going around the racetrack just recently. This is superb, modern day Scalextric, really an awesome, awesome application. So let's go back out to the home screen. Did I cover everything? I think I did. What are the most used apps? I think that'd be very, very useful to share with you. Instagram, I use that daily. Tweetbot, using that all the time. And then podcasts, which I use on a daily basis. Yes, sometimes I don't get a phone call during the day. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please do hit that like button. Share with me in the comments below what apps you use on your iOS device. Be really interested to hear that. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to see another video of mine, please do click the annotation on the top of your screen now. And also, you can click the annotation on the bottom of your screen and subscribe to the Geekanoids channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all again next time.